guys, how you doing? Just a little update. This is Saturday work day for me. I'm just doing some maintenances, and I just did the maintenance on one of our first installs from this past winter. So with every install, I like to offer, I just include a 1 year of maintenance so they can get an idea of what we do on the maintenance every year. So I just went out on one of our Ruud split system installs, and man, I got out to that unit. I'm like, who installed this system? Oh, I did. This thing looks amazing. It was really cool to see that, though. So he had left, after the install, he had left me a real nice review online, and I let him know that I was really appreciative of that. I also asked him if everything went as expected for his install, and were there any surprises, or did everything go okay? And he just said that everything went just perfect, and that I explained everything, like in layman's terms, real simple, so that it wasn't too technical. With his particular system, he had a crack on his heat exchanger. On the front faceplate, he had a big breach, in that faceplate. So it was a unsafe situation that he wasn't even aware of. So I brought it to his attention. He says, "Well, my dad's moving in here pretty soon, and I don't want him to be exposed to anything that could be potentially dangerous." So we changed the system out. And so I just came back and did the maintenance on that. It was nice. It's nice to see this circle starting now, because I'll be back in 6 months and we'll do the heating maintenance on it. Not like anything's going to really need to be cleaned up, but it gets me to come back out and check gas pressures, check static pressures, check airflow, check bypass that was, the existing bypass that was in there, and just make sure everything's still operational. And hopefully he'll continue to do his maintenance year after year. So yeah, I just wanted to say something about that. The rest of my day's going pretty good. I did a club member visit on pretty much right down the street from his house. So that was just an air conditioning maintenance. This was on a 25-year-old system. We changed out a dual run capacitor. It's a 50+5 dual run cap at the AC on the outside. I believe I took some pictures of how dirty the evap coil was, the condenser coil was, and I was able to get some before and after pictures of that once that was cleaned up. They were really surprised. They said, "Does that affect the performance on the system?" And I said, "Yeah, absolutely it does. Like, there's a fan on top that blows air out of the top, and it sucks all that pollen and dirt and stuff like that that's in the atmosphere, and sucks it into your coils, especially those spine fin coils on the trains." So I used a chemical to clean that and got them bright and shiny. So I'm pretty happy with that, how that turned out. They're happy with it. The other thing they had going on was no pan under their secondary. I believe I have a picture of that as well. So that's a kind of a crazy situation, like your evaporator coil's up in the attic, and I explained it to them like this. You got that warm air blowing over your evaporator coil, which has cold refrigerant pumping through it. So that mixture causes moisture to start sweating, basically starts causing that coil to start sweating, and that moisture will drain down into a primary drain pan, which is currently hooked up to your primary drain line and drains out to the side of the house, about 6 inches from the ground out there by your AC. I'm sure you've seen it, and they're usually like, "Oh yeah, I've seen that." Well, that's good. That's good that's draining and dripping properly. It's like a drip, 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 drip. That's perfect. I said you also have your secondary drain line, which is hooked up to the pan, hooked up to that evaporator coil. But there's and and that drain line drains out to the side of the house and terminates above a window. Oh yeah, we've seen that too. Great. Well, the thing that bugs me about the system is if your primary drain lines were to back up and some, sludge or something like that started getting blocked up in your secondary, if your primary pan ever starts overflowing with water, it'll go down to what should be a brand new, never used before emergency drain pan underneath that evaporator coil. And in that particular house, there's not one there, so that bothers me. It's a 25-year-old system though too, so at the same time, so it's kind of like he hasn't had any sheetrock damage now, but I let him know because I'm covering my own bases, you know what I mean? So he said he'll take care of it when he changes the system out. He's basically just, going to run that system until it dies on him, and then he'll deal with all that stuff then. So, and that's fine. I understand where he's at, because it's going to, it costs quite a bit of money to get 2 men up there and lift that furnace off the blocks that it's on now, suspend it from the rafters, put the drain pan in, hook the drain lines up, lower the furnace back down onto the new blocks in the emergency drain pan. It's a laborious job. It's a labor-intensive job, and that's pretty much what you're paying for on that job. So yeah, he said he's gonna wait on it and take care of that later on the install. So fine, that's fine with me. A little bit later, I have another maintenance call that we're going to, but she says her system's not running, that her AC is not cooling. So, and she only has a 1-year-old house, brand new house. I don't even think it's a year old yet, and it's not cooling. So we shall see what that's about. I'll see if I can get any video on it. But that's kind of strange, huh? I mean, the brand new system, and it's not running right now, so yikes. And then I just got another service call today, so that's going to be around 4:30 on a Saturday. Yay. And we're going to figure out what's going on with his system. So I guess he's driving into town, and I just happen to have some availability. I can get out there and take a look at his system, see what's going on. So, all right, well, that's what's going on for now. That's the update. If this happens to be the end of the video, thanks for watching. I appreciate it as always. Like, comment, subscribe, and we will see you guys on the next